You never know when it's we're live.
What the fuck?
What happened? What happened? What'd you do? How'd you take Mark away?
I didn't touch nothing.
I blame Cory.
I 100% blame Cory. I'm the guest of honor here, and you left me backstage.
No shit, right? Anyway, guys, we're live. Welcome to another week of Podyslam and our bullshit and our nonsense. I'm Cassidy, Haynes, owner of Bodyslam. I'm here with the gang. I'm here with Cory Haynes and Mark O'Brien. We got a lot to talk about, I think, this week, guys. Before we do all that, let's get a little housekeeping out of the way. Let's promote all our shit. Not sure where you guys are watching us, but if you're not watching us on the YouTube, it's rolling across the bottom down there. Give us a follow and a like or whatever down there. And if you're on Cory's Twitch, for some reason, you should jump over to the Bodyslam Twitch, Bodyslam.net. And if you're on our socials, same thing. If you're not following us on YouTube and Twitch, please do, because we would love to have you follow us there. And guys, get some super chats in if you want to make sure that you hear or that we read your comment and answer your questions as best we can today. So get those super chats in. I got my dog next to me. She's barking. That's awesome. But yeah, guys, what's up? How's everybody doing today on this fucking wonderful Thursday afternoon?
Well, I'm doing. It's storming outside, so I'm doing wonderfully. It's 7 p.m. in the Irish summer here now. It's about 25 degrees. I don't know what that is in nonsense Fahrenheit talk, but it's. I mean, it's kind of hot.
It's kind of hot. It's not Florida hot, but it's normal person hot, and it's got a bit of brisk breeze. And I finished work for the day, so things are good. I've got.
It's only 77 degrees, bro.
What does that mean? I don't even know. Like, is that good or bad, or I don't.
That's why I said it's kind of hot. It's not that hot, but it's kind of hot.
That's
yeah.
Okay. It's nice anyway. But yeah, no, things are good, my friends.
It's like so for reference, it's 87 where I am. So it's like what that would be in Celsius. Let me change it to you, and I'll tell you exactly where we're at.
Doesn't sound enjoyable.
No, I'm outside of Atlanta today.
Okay.
That would be 30 degrees Celsius. 30.
Okay, that's all right. That's all right. Yeah. Okay, that's all right. Yeah, I'd survive. I wouldn't enjoy it, but I'd survive.
Oh, and I don't know if you know anything about the South, but it's humid as shit down here. It's nice.
It's no fun.
It's a little different than, it's nice, and the air is real thick. It's real, like you feel it when you walk outside. You're like, oh god, this is fucking uncomfortable. But hey,
okay,
yeah. I'm in Marietta. That's where I am today, right outside of Atlanta, where I'm from, where I was born.
Oh, very good.
Yep, visiting my family. So figured I'd give Cody a shout while I was down here, but he didn't answer.
Okay.
So, what can you do?
You can't have everything. No, I was going to say that's obviously the hometown of the Mr. Rhodes
and the big boss man,
and the big boss man. Yes, more importantly.
Yeah, from Cobb County, Georgia.
For those of us born in the 1990s, yes, it is.
Yeah, it is indeed. But actually, so most of all of our, like what we grew up on, of our WCW guys lived in this area because they all lived in the suburbs in the 80s and from down here. So like, yeah, this is where I grew up, man. Well, not really. My family is from here. I came down here in the summers, and then we'll just fucking go back to the mountains of North Carolina during the rest of it. But. Okay. What's this hat, Cory? I've been looking at it. 98.
Yeah, that's when the Rays became a franchise in 1998.
Are you going to get a new hat for when they move to Jacksonville?
They're not moving anywhere.
What if they do?
They're not going anywhere.
What if they do?
Yeah, what if they do, hypothetically? But like, it's hypothetical though, Cory. You gotta be able to.
Yeah, you gotta be able to answer this just in case. Like, if
hypothetically, I'll just wear all my other team hats that I have.
That's disloyal.
It is disloyal. It is disloyal.
I got a lot more team hats, so.
You're a man of many hats. That's
yes.
Hey, very good.
Look at you. Well, hey, where do we want to start? Do we want to jump into the news? Do we want to run down the week's wrestling stuff first, or what do we want to do?
We can talk about the week in wrestling first if you want to.
Well, Cory, you broke some news this week. We all did, I think. We have all three of us have been breaking news on our Patreon. Let's just put that banner up.
Do you wanna run down the week in Patreon first?
No, because then it will lead to our main topic that we got.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's do the others.
We'll talk about what happened in wrestling.
Yeah, well, you do your preamble. Get through that real quick because yada yada yada.
Right.
I didn't watch much of it, so you guys got to do the talking on that this week.
Was great. I watched TNA last Thursday. Mike Santana and AJ Francis main evented in a solid street fight. It was very good TV. A good episode of TNA Impact. We're getting closer to Slammiversary, so it's good times there right now. SmackDown was in Saudi Arabia last week. Started at 1 p.m. Eastern. Was an early start time. Was very, very nice to get to watch it. But while we were watching SmackDown, it was on commercials for fucking 30 minutes.
Now, what really happened? Did they decide what it was? Because I'm pretty sure the whole camel chewing through the cord is a joke.
That was a racist joke by
That was a racist joke. So what happened?
Yeah.
They just lose power and then
they lost power. They lost
right?
power in the venue around Gorilla. So, and it took them time to get it back up. So that's
sure wasn't Netanyahu or something or no.
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 You'd think they'd be better about like having backup power and generators so that they didn't have shit crash and then take fucking 40.
Yeah, they had it. They really had to buy time for like 30 minutes. They were sending. They were having Cody and Randy stall. They sent Carmelo Hayes out there to get hit with the crossroads. They were trying. So TV did not continue while the power was out.
Let's get into that. Reminds me, I totally forgot about something. That segment that you said they retaped, buddy. Let's talk.
Yeah, they did.
There is no way the footage that they showed us was the retaped fucking WWE cameras. If you look, you can see the real cameraman in the shot. Those are cell phone photos. Those were somebody's cell phones recording from the crowd.
If you look at how did you watch Night of Champions?
Yeah, I fell asleep during it.
I was going to say, if you watch the way they were filming Night of Champions, the camera was moving around exactly like the refilmed segment.
Dude, but the camera wasn't putting the actual cameraman in the shots.
Hold on. So the Night of Champions would have been filmed like the refilm segment and before the refilming because it had nothing to do with the actual camera being the issue. It was the power outage. So regardless of how it was shot, it would have been consistent for both.
Right.
So your logic is flawed, Corey Hayes.
You're lying. So, buddy, look, I'm telling you right now, there is no way that a professionally done shot, if they're going to reshoot that segment, that they're going to leave the actual cameraman that's ringside, his head in the shot, and then try to crop it out the whole time, because that's what they were doing.
They have like 4 cameramen at ringside.
And why didn't they use any of that footage?
How the fuck do I know?
Because they didn't reshoot it. That's what I'm telling you.
They did. If you watch it,
then they didn't use
it. The audio is not up to date with the video. It's terrible.
Exactly. They probably used updated audio and old video or something. Either way,
it was absolutely horrible.
It was horrible because I'm telling you, that's not the reshoot.
But people enjoyed it for some reason. They said it gave it a different feel. But it was horrible because I was trying to sync up the video with the words and their mouths moving. I was like, it was bad.
And that's why I'm telling you, I have that alone helps feed into the fact that there's no way that's the reshot, restructured, because it would have matched up. They would have had it synced in right. So I think that they used audio from one and then they didn't have good video or something. I don't know exactly.
I think that's exactly what happened because they refilmed video and audio, and I think they didn't have enough time to put it together by the time it aired in America. So it looked like shit.
Well, there's no way that the video they used was theirs. I'm telling you.
It looked terrible.
Corey, use your indoor voice. You're shouting.
You are screaming.
You're shouting.
You are screaming, buddy.
Okay, so in this part of the world, right, wrestling typically airs at 1 a.m., which is shit. So fuck all you guys in America. It's shit.
Yeah.
However, so normally I watch SmackDown on a Saturday morning, just like having a bit of coffee, whatever. Yeah, but I mean, like, got a life as well. So I mean, at 6 p.m. you're normally you'll be out doing something. But anyway, or you're still in work, whatever.
Yeah,
but anyway,
getting home from work, whatever.
Exactly. Like, so anyway, Saturday morning watching SmackDown. More often than not, Saturday morning wrestling can be a bit bland and boring, particularly these new 3-hour SmackDown episodes. There's a huge amount of filler put into them, and I think people widely have kind of accepted that as they're still finding their feet into that 3 to 2 hour window. So more often than not, I'm watching it and kind of just like on my phone. Like, yeah, right. Like you, Cassidy, possibly falling asleep. However, suddenly watching that Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton segment, suddenly the audio did distinctly change. Like, what happened there? And then the next thing you know, it's Wade Barrett and Michael Cole talking at commentary. Sorry about that. And I'm like, hold on, sorry, what the fuck happened there? So then I'm rewinding it. Again, it's completely fucked up audio, but I'm convinced it's the same shot because even in the background, like fans, it seemed visually to say the same, but just completely cut out. I don't know what it was, the feed audio-wise, microphones at ringside or whatnot, but
it was bad.
It was.
It was bad. But moving on from that, SmackDown last week was the final 3-hour SmackDown.
So now you don't have to worry about those boring 3-hour films.
It was a very good final 3-hour
boring
episode.
2 hours instead.
Very boring 2 hours, yeah.
They had a match of the year contender on that show. You had Andrade and Rey Fenix against DIY in a match of the year candidate. They just it was. It was.
Everybody said so.
It was. They put on a fucking incredible match. Let's just say that for guys that don't get on TV a lot. So
I always find like there's just so many wrestlers in WWE now that you're clearly wrestling with like your hands tied behind your back. Do you know what I mean? You're clearly handcuffed or wrestling with the handbrake up. You know how good Andrade and Rey Fenix. We've been spoiled by how good they can be over the last number of years, and to see them in a very limited, structured, playing a role environment can be like frustrating. And again, if you're seeing them with fresh eyes for the first time, you're like, wow, this is amazing. But if you love Andrade and you love Rey Fenix and those kind of wrestlers, you can be like, shit, fuck, this is boring. Like, this is Andrade playing Andrade rather than being himself. Mm-hmm. That's what I feel when I watch those guys. I feel like they're hamstrung and they're not being given the opportunity. They're not being allowed to perform to the best of their capabilities.
Well, yeah, because like the producers structure put their match together, they don't, and then it's like they're not allowed to do certain things because that guy does that, you can't do that. You can't go that you're the third match. There's no way you can put that much stuff in there. You got to save that for the end. So I mean, so they don't get to do that style that they did that we got to see him before. But I don't know. It was a match. It was a good match. I don't know if it was match of the year, but that was good.
Yeah.
Everybody has different. That's the good thing about wrestling. Everybody's opinions are different. So I'm glad people liked it.
One of the best things I love watching with WWE now these days, it's funny if you watch it with the sound off. If you watch WWE with the sound on, it's like every show can be exciting. Even if it's quite a bland match, you can get hooked in it just because of the volume and the anticipation around it, or the engagement of a live audience. More often not because they've got 10, 15,000 people in a building. Whereas you watch other shows and they've got 5 people in the crowd, or they've got a dynamite crowd who aren't making any noise, and they can have a banger in the ring. But even watching from afar at home, you're bored as shit.
Yeah.
So I think that I don't know if there's maybe match of the year contender might be a bit strong. However, it was a good match. But I always think, am I blinkered by the production, the crowd, the excitement, and everything kind of goes around it?
One thing, that crowd was probably more into it than any American crowd would have been.
Yeah.
They have typically been the worst crowd of the year every single year in WWE, but they
not this time.
Recently, the last few times that they've gone over there, the crowd has had the energy for everything that they do because they don't get it. Like every time WWE goes outside the United States, those crowds are generally the best crowds that they go to because they don't get to see it like we do.
And one thing I noticed when I was watching is nobody was on there. Like, very few people were on their cell phones. So, like, the crowd was actually fucking watching the show in the match. They weren't, like, engaged with whatever, making clips and posting shit. They were, like, just watching. So anytime you see, like, there were people that would record something, but it was only, like, when they saw something happen that they thought was going to be good. It wasn't like they were doing it the whole fucking time for content, which I think is what a lot of our audience is, and it takes away from it, like you were saying, because the audience is disconnected. But they were.
Hey, I do that all the time with the show. I can tell you that right now. Honestly, I do that.
I do it too. I do it too because I I kind of have to. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
there,
If I go to a show, I'm doing content for obviously for myself and for Bodyslam.
Yeah,
so
well, it's different for people like us, but if you're the average
Yeah.
fan, you know what I mean? Like, hey man, your TikTok can fucking wait. You know what I mean? Just enjoy it. But yeah, like
but the show, it was a good show there for that crowd. The crowd was definitely on par with international crowds when it comes to WWE. I was very impressed.
It is an international crowd.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. On par with
with the others.
No, it's on par.
Yeah.
I was like, well, all right.
I'm saying it's on par with the other ones. It's
Sorry,
on par
I'm being grammatically a snob. Sorry.
Well, you're international, so you were taking offense. You're like, wait a fucking
We're all
second.
international. Fuck you.
Yeah. Technically, so are we.
Yeah, it was. But yeah, the crowd was very good last weekend in Saudi Arabia between SmackDown and Night of Champions. SmackDown was decent for the final 3 hours SmackDown before they go to 2 hours tomorrow. Night of Champions had a lot of craziness happen. Cody Rhodes became King of the Ring. You had Jade Cargill become Queen of the Ring. John Cena retained the undisputed WWE Championship against CM Punk in a fucking I don't know what we call that. I don't have the words to describe. The match itself was good. I don't know what to describe what happened the final 5 minutes or so. I don't know. What do we describe that? WrestleMania 40 what are we describing it as? I don't know.
We're describing it as Hogan Flair WCW.
Yeah.
2 men.
Because I'm pretty sure next week on Saturday at like 7 p.m. Eastern, we're going to get the same exact type of shit. I'm pretty sure. So I don't know how do we describe these chaotic main events with all these people running in and all the interference? What is one word that you would use for it that's not chaos?
You think that's going to be what main event's going to have that next week? Is that the Gunther one? Or no, the Gunther?
No, I'm talking about All In. I said 7 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, I didn't know what he was talking about either, Mark. I'm with you, man. Sometimes you got to fucking reel this kid in.
I said 7 p.m. Eastern.
That's why I was
7 p.m.
confused.
Eastern is the main event for All In.
All right. Well, I haven't got a rundown timesheet for All In. Sorry. Thank you for reminding us, Cory.
Yeah, I didn't get the damn timesheet.
That show is probably going to be 4.5 hours.
Yeah, and it'll be fucking good. And I'm very jealous you boys will be there. But
I won't be there.
You won't be there? Oh shit! Oh, you got declined as well. But anyway.
No, I didn't get declined. I didn't apply.
You're right.
So what's wild? Remember how they were like mad that 8 of us applied? Now they're approving all of us. Like everybody got approval.
But
what's crazy is they got 2 tickets. How did everybody else get 2 tickets and I only get 1?
Do you know what it is? So they did the same for the last 2 All-Ins as well. So like obviously I did media for the last 2 All-Ins. So they gave media members. They give tickets to every media member essentially for the big stadium shows. Every media member who applies. So you get a free ticket just a free stadium ticket if you're just a media member. But if you want to be like credentialed press conference, the fucking suite, and you get all the fucking meals and all that kind of shit, they give you a different ticket. So I was on them too for the last one. There was loads of. I don't know how I got fucking in, but there was people like cult. Yes, that's it. But there's people like Cultaholic, What Culture, all the big UK ones. They were all fucking like just getting like, oh, here's a stadium ticket. You can go sit in the fucking nosebleeds in Wembley Stadium. Whereas I'm like, I'm gonna have free dinner here now. So thank you.
Yeah. No, I saw that today. Like a couple of our guys like sent me their text. They're like, hey, I got my thing. Look, they gave me 2 general admission tickets. I'm like, you got 2?
Yeah.
The fuck is that?
That's nice of them.
Yeah. Sorry, we can't accommodate you to sit in the press box, but here you go. You can sit in general admission.
And bring a friend.
They got a new communications guy as well.
Yeah,
Matt Boyd. Yeah.
I sent him an email today to touch base.
He's nice actually. Yeah, he's very cool.
I've never met him.
Oh, well, I met just from emails this week, but they'd been outsourcing most of their stuff to Fleischman Hillard previously, and they'd always been cool to work with. And John Schneider's obviously moved on as well. So,
wait, are they not with Fleischman anymore?
I think they are, but obviously they needed to replace Matt or replace John with somebody. So Matt used to work for WWE in their PR department for a number of years.
Oh,
so.
Matt did too? Because I know Adam did.
Matt Boyd did, yeah.
Okay, so I know Adam. Adam has a job there too with them.
Yeah.
I think Adam's his boss. So
yeah, I think Adam was like the head guy for like 15 years, and then up to 2 or 3 years ago,
yeah. So I think he was running everything when John was gone for a while, and he said that there would be replacements. So that makes sense.
Yeah.
But no, I'm going. That'll be fun. It's a long ass drive.
You drive? You driving?
You're always on the road, man.
But there's so many cheap internal flights in America, though, isn't there? Are they not? Like I thought, like you can get like a fucking $10 flight anywhere. Like anytime I've traveled around America,
people say that. I've never had such luck. Like people say that all the time to me, and I'm like, "What are you talking about?"
You could fly for like $50 if you want to sit in the worst comfortable fucking seat flight you've ever been on with nothing. But...
And it's usually like weird too. Like so, the cheap flights out of my local airport are like you have to go on certain days. So it's like, we run on Monday, and then we run again on Sunday. So it's like, well, I'm not staying for fucking 7 days. You know what I mean? So it's one of those where, but like I think. One of our guys, he got approved, and he was looking. He was going to try to go because they last minute approved him for the general admission. He was like, "Man, my flight's $500 fucking dollars." He's like, "I'm not going." So, and I think for me, my flight would have been like $400, both like round trip. And I was like, "Man, fuck that! I can drive from fucking North Carolina."
It's cool to drive and see all the scenery.
Yeah.
You drive and see all the scenery.
I'm gonna I'd rather have my car when I'm down there too, because that's one thing I fucking hate is I hate flying into a city and it's like, cool. Now I'm here, but I have to take a fucking Uber everywhere I go, and it's going to be like $100 every time I fucking Uber across town, and I'm going to do it like 30 times. So I'd rather just have fucking wheels just to be able to get where we go, because nothing is conveniently located near each other too. So I think like Collision's an hour away from where like All In is.
It's in Garland, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like in Garland, and this other stuff's at Arlington. So I looked, it's like 45 minutes from there. So it's like 45 minutes an hour with traffic. So I was like, that would have been a bitch to fucking Uber through there and back.
Surprised they didn't do the American Airlines Arena in Dallas is the main one in the kind of the heart of Dallas.
It's too far. It's too far away.
And
I mean, like
also,
when
WWE does that stuff. Do they hold it? They hold buildings.
Yeah, they do. So WWE when they did Mania 38, I went to that. So we did. It was like obviously Mania was in Cowboy Stadium, but they did all their TVs in American Airlines Arena. That was Raw, SmackDown, and the Hall of Fame, and NXT maybe I think as well. So, but I mean, I was surprised AEW didn't try to do I don't know, Go Home Dynamite or something from on the Wednesday. But
I wonder. Well, that they were doing the smaller buildings.
They like doing the small venues now. So
I mean, WWE could have held the building too, which is what they like to do.
Yeah,
I've actually had them do that to me before when I was running an indie. Like,
nice.
In 2011, I like had a meeting with the Asheville Civic Center, where Dynamite was on.
The
first
January.
January 1st. Had a meeting with that building to do an indie in the basement in like the convention hall, not even in like the main building, and walked around once and just checked it out. And then I was going to have a scheduled a formal meeting with like the whole place to like actually discuss things. And then by the time before that meeting even happened, they called me back and they're like, "Hey, we're sorry, we're not able to do your meeting or have your thing. WWE put a hold on the building for a year." And I was like, what the fuck? So I think they have a thing to where like, if any other wrestling company was interested, they had to contact them and let them know, hey, this other show is interested. And then they just fucking said, nope. They just paid the building for a year just so nobody else could potentially run there. I was like, that's fucking crazy.
You're a threat.
Yeah, me and my fucking Andy that ran 400 people we ended up going to the
400 people is not bad. 400 isn't bad. That's pretty good.
We did pretty good at this little, like, I ended up going to this music club in Nashville called the Orange Peel, and it's fucking dope little building, and we did really good there. We had like, I think I had like 400 paid, and then like 100 people like comped.
That's awesome.
But that was, like I said, 2000. Shit, Cash was on our show, and John Schuyler was on my show. Who else was on that show? Cedric Alexander was on my show. Caleb Connolly that did TNA.
He
was on it. I feel like there's some others too, man, that were like part of that High Spots crew that came up. I'm just drawing a blank because I did a few. But.
Okay.
Yeah, it was fun, man. That was a time. That was an interesting little stretch. I didn't make any fucking money, and that's why we didn't.
Money's overrated.
Is it?
Well, no. Yeah.
Losing money.
Losing
money on wrestling sucks. I know that much. The first time I was like, wait a minute. I did all that work and I didn't make any money.
Yeah.
Guys, I don't think I'm doing this anymore. I think it was it for me.
Yeah.
What else, Cory? What else we got? I got distracted. I sidetracked. I derailed that fucking train as usual.
No, Night of Champions. We talked about that fucking ending, whatever you want to call it.
Do we want to talk
Monday
about? Sorry,
Night Raw.
do we want to talk about CM Punk doing the fucking rap Dr. Thugonomics shit? Like,
Not really. That's why I kind of skipped over.
It was dog
Wait a
shit.
minute. There's a lot of CM Punk stuff we could talk about because he also did his apology before fucking SmackDown.
Yeah, fucking talk about it. Like everybody else is talking about it, but we might as well.
Yeah, he did his apology, and what do you think about that? What are your thoughts on his apology?
Corey, do you have any thoughts?
I bet he does.
No,
Look at his hat.
I'm staying quiet.
Your ass must be prickly from that fence.
Yeah,
I'm staying quiet.
My thing is, I want to know what your hair thinks. You've covered your hair up today. Mark, have you seen his
hair?
Have you not? Did he grease it back or?
It's always greased back.
I don't have any hair.
You shave it? I don't believe you.
I cut my hair.
I don't believe you. Let's see it.
I cut my hair.
Your Jacksonville Rays hat, is it? Or
it will be soon.
Yes, the Jacksonville Rays. No, we will not be in Jacksonville.
Coming soon. Let's see that hair. Rip that hat off.
Do it.
No hair.
Why?
No hair.
What are you hiding? What are you hiding under there?
No hair.
No,
no hair.
You're getting awkward and bashful.
You're very awkward. This is very awkward. You're ruining the show.
There's no hair.
There's an audience demanding your hair.
Look, somebody in the comments.
I'm bald.
Nobody's
talking about it in the comments. I'm looking at it.
No, that one guy's always. Where's that one guy that's always with me, giving you shit about your hair? There he is. Why is Cory red?
Danny Bennett, good guy. Like Danny Bennett.
Why is Cory red?
Who is that Danny guy?
Cory, let's see that.
Who's that Danny guy?
Man. He's a very nice man.
I'll drive 5 minutes down the road and come find you. I'll drive 5 minutes down the road from my house.
You'll drive 5 minutes, but you won't take your hat off?
No, I won't.
Is your hair hiding a Tommy gun and bootleg liquor? Like the Prohibition style fucking shit it is?
That's a great comment.
Nope.
Yeah, that is a good comment. Black Hawk rules.
You're making it more awkward than it needs to be. You could have just ended this by quickly showing your hair, but you've made it into a big thing now. We can't
now.
My hair is gone. That is my hair right there. That's it.
But that's plenty of hair. All right.
What's that? Little peach fuzz on the side of your face.
Okay.
All right. So so he apologized and.
So no, he was on stage, and then he was accosted by a fan in the crowd, who was to be fair to CM Punk, he never criticized the people of Saudi Arabia. He was very much criticizing the government and the regime. Anytime
and more so WWE. Dealing with them than anybody else. It was more or less like WWE for associating with them than it was a shot at the government. But it was like they took a stray, but they took a side bullet by proxy.
And 100%. I mean, like him apologizing to the fan, like I'm sorry to the Saudi Arabia people. It wasn't aimed at you at all. That's fair. It is fair. But I mean, I think it's more the act of him going there after being so outspoken about his reasonings, and also being an advocate for so many other causes that are technically legal in that country, be it like women's rights, transgender rights, LGBTQ, all those different other areas. Yeah. He's so pro all these things. You can understand why some people may see an element of hypocrisy with that.
There's a lot of it. There's a lot of hypocrisy.
So I mean
let's be honest.
Brandon Thurston wrote a really interesting, facetious article on it the other day on Post Wrestling. It was very, very well worded. It was amazing to see the backlash he got for that. Just for essentially a satirical comedy piece. Because you can't question things because people are so tribalistic.
And you can't do two things. You can't have satire and comedy if you're trying to be credible too. Apparently, people think you can't have a sense of humor and also be reputable. You can't do both. No. There's no way you can do both. Which is why I just don't try to be reputable. I just try to be funny. So fuck everything.
Yeah, be a ne'er-do-well.
Nope, yeah, you can't say that because now your words are gonna get twisted.
Shut up, Cory. You don't have hair.
Yeah, you don't have hair, buddy. Who are you to talk? Let's see. Dude, you do have hair. What a liar.
That's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that haircut.
I'm gonna get a haircut tomorrow.
So you lied. You lied the whole thing. You're. Is that from the Daniel Bryan school of lying?
Yes.
Okay. You lied about having a haircut. You lied about not having hair. You lied about the Rays not moving to Jacksonville. What else we got?
They're not going to Jacksonville. They already have the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp.
I know. And John Alba saves my car from being destroyed by a foul ball from that game one time.
Really?
John Alba's a lovely man.
Yeah.
Cory.
John Alba.
Cory Hayes.
John Alba was in
Cory
suit.
Hayes. I'm
full suit as always. And on the phone, like having a business call in a full suit, middle of the day. This was what show is this?
Outside?
Like,
outside the stadium?
This was before Double or Nothing. That first one they Double or Nothing they did in Jacksonville.
The COVID one?
The one after COVID shut down. So it was the first one after COVID.
Back.
Yeah, when everybody was allowed back.
2021?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, so it was that one.
I was there.
And we were outside the bar. We went to all of us met up, like Sean and everybody. We were all there, and then I parked right out. I was so happy. I was like, look, I got a front row parking spot right by the door. So I was like, right on the street. It's right across from the baseball field. And like I guess like a foul ball came up from behind because like the home plate was behind. Like, so it went backwards over and outside the stadium, and it bounced once on the ground. And Alba, like on the phone in a suit, snags the ball, saves it from going through my windshield, then tosses it to me like it's a fucking baller. He's like, "Here you go, buddy." So he throws it up to me. I'm like, "Fuck you!" I'm like, "Fuck you, pal." I was like, "What is this?"
Here you go. Here you go, champ.
I was like, "In a suit? You're gonna do that in a suit, you prick?" But yeah, it was great. Loved it. But yeah, he still brings that up. He's definitely saved my my car from being destroyed by a foul ball at that
the
stadium.
Jumbo Shrimps.
Yeah, the Jumbo Shrimps. But what else we got?
Dogs barking. That's what we got.
She's Foley.
Can you pull up Danny Bennett's last comment on screen if you get a chance?
This one.
Cory Hayes. Cory Hayes.
Sing it, yes.
That's you revealing your hair brought this on.
And
Danny, so.
You're again. Why are you so red? You're very red today. Look
bashful.
At you red son of a bitch.
Do you have a girlfriend?
I'm always red.
Why is that? Why you're red?
Me.
You met a girl?
No, I'm always red. I'm always red.
That's kind of weird.
If I'm laughing, I'm always red.
Oh,
okay.
I'm always red. I'm fucking pale, man.
There you are.
I'm very pale, so I'm as white as Sheamus.
Blackhawk was gonna call you like fucking Ricochet over here.
No, that's Scott Moxley, not Ricochet. I'm not bald, all right?
I don't know.
I've never been bald. I've got too much hair.
I've never been bald. I was bald and I grew up.
Earlier you had no hair. Now you have too much hair. You're just all over the place.
I have too much hair.
So another CM Punk thing. What do you guys think about the whole thing afterwards with him getting it was catching flack for those two women who apparently were hated for like showing their wrists and touching a man or whatever they did in the crowd when he was leaving?
I don't know anything about that. I haven't.
Yeah, we talked about it in the group chat. We talked about where those two fans, the two women, were like hugging and celebrating on Punk, and like the people were not happy because apparently, like that's not what
was that after the show.
No, it was at the end of the show.
In the show,
the closing segments. Yeah,
when he was leaving.
So you got over.
I didn't see that on Night of Champions.
Yeah, we talked about it in the group chat, buddy.
Not me. I ain't talking about that.
The fuck you did.
I go over shit in the group chat all the time. Too many notifications. Too many.
Brother, you participated in the conversation.
You were very passionate about it, Cory.
You were. Yeah, you were like.
Sure, I was. Yes.
You were chanting, "Fuck the Fed, fuck the Fed."
That's it. See, now you get it. But no, I just thought that's crazy. That like something I wouldn't even think about when I saw it the first time. I was like, "Oh, that's awesome." He's talking to these fans and being nice. But then apparently, like those women, I hope they're okay. But,
I think WWE. You'd assume they do.
I'm looking at it now. They said that I see that there was security covering the women, so they must have been really, really prominent people in Saudi Arabia to have their own security.
Yeah, but at the same time, like you'd assume WWE provide talent like a refresher before they go to Saudi Arabia around like cultural sensitivity and things like that, particularly what you can and can't do on camera. Now, you would assume you would like to give Punk the benefit of the doubt in terms of he's tired, he's hot after a match. They just gone over to like, hi, how are you? Good to see you. Thanks very much. But then there's the other school of thought: is he doing that on purpose to make a point? So just to kind of balance out people who might be calling him a hypocrite or whatever. And if he's doing that, that's quite inconsiderate because you're then putting other people in danger. So there's a lot to consider.
And I agree with Danny here. I mean, that's how most places are. That's like, I mean, there's been a lot of change just since WWE started. I mean, like just with,
plenty, big time.
What they've allowed the women to do in general. But I mean, although it's not their women. It's WWE's women that come over to perform for them. You know what I mean? So it's like,
but it's still the fact that they've got people coming into their country and their culture, and they're allowed to do some stuff differently than previous, because when they started, no women were even allowed to make the trip. Yeah, couldn't do anything. And then about like three or four shows in, and you finally got Natalya and Lacey Evans were the first two to do it in bodysuits, and ever since then they've been able to do it.
Which is wild that Lacey Evans gets that fucking
that big spot.
That big spot because
I think Vince McMahon had a big time hard on for her because he tried to insert her into so many stories. Yeah,
let's
and it did
got
not
a little
work.
private chat coming to you here.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
did not work.
Speaking of hard-ons, Catherine sends a private message.
Yeah. It was a little bit more than you said, but there was something there for sure. 100%.
That's kind of what I was alluding to.
100%. Like it was a thing.
Yeah.
He trying to get her all into the fucking storylines. Nobody liked her, and
there'd be a lot of comments.
She got fired. She got fired anyways. So
I got told from people, they'd be like, "All right, it's time for like the pre-show meetings. Where's Lacey and Vince?" There's a lot of that.
Danny.
yeah, dude, Cory, what are you doing? You need to calm down, buddy. This guy's gonna get us canceled. Gonna get us lawsuited or something.
It's those big red cheeks. He's too giddy today. He's
loud.
Yeah,
loud and red.
He was shouting at me.
I'm always red.
And loud.
You say that, but yeah, okay.
Now, so what else happened? So that was fun, and then we went to Pittsburgh for the double taping.
Yep.
Yeah, Pittsburgh had a good show. They had a good show.
So do we want to talk about CM Punk doing the Dr. Thugonomics thing though, like of how the mighty
do. Let's do it.
Yeah, fuck that. Like, because how the mighty have fallen from being the most authentic, like original character and like straight talking, real to life wrestler of the last like 20 years to suddenly just going full shill character, playing a role, happy to be there because he needs money, like just doing yes sir. You say jump, I say how high. He'll do whatever absolute dog shit television is asked of him, and it was fucking.
But
garbage.
we forget what he did with Jeff Hardy, where he dressed up as Jeff Hardy. Do we forget what he's
how
done
was this the same? That's fine, but that was mocking somebody. This was just shit.
Like he was mocking Cena.
He was trying. He did a bad job of it.
He was fucking going off the dome with his promo and.
I don't think it was off the dome.
I think a couple of weeks ago he went off the dome when he forgot his script. Yeah. That was awkward. Bad. That was really bad.
Really badly written. It wasn't off the dome. Yeah, that was 100% poorly written fucking parody of that character.
Yeah. There was some other CM Punk stuff that's come up lately as well.
Let's be honest. The Dr. Thugonomics character fucking sucked too. If we're being honest.
Did you? Of course, yeah.
And I'm the biggest John Cena fan. I hated the Dr. Thugonomics. I fucking hated it.
White meat babyface John Cena. That's you just.
I hated face of the company John Cena too.
So wait, if you're the biggest John Cena fan, which John Cena do you like? Because he's only been.
I like John Cena when he was a heel, but not as the Dr. Thugonomics.
So like 2005 John Cena.
Yes.
That very, very, very brief period.
Correct.
So
that's when I started watching wrestling. That's when I started watching wrestling.
So like that very brief period where he was like on Velocity facing Brian Kendrick and stuff like.
Yeah.
No, not that one.
In yellow trousers.
Says the guy who started the show with
that would have been in 2002 when he was on
Started it.
Velocity and shit.
There's a lot of holes in this.
Yeah. Well, he's like this is. It's been nothing but nonsense and bullshit today.
It's too giddy.
Yeah.
Too giddy.
You keep cutting me off. I'm gonna say some crazy shit.
Well, it's just why are you screaming it at us? You're screaming today.
We got stuff to talk about. You keep going off the rails.
Yeah, that's what I do.
All right.
My whole thing is to derail this as much as possible.
We got a lot to talk about today.
We'll get there.
It's better than Pokemon cards.
We're good, brother.
No, we're doing.
No, don't.
He's got them all. He's got them all right there.
Get your own channel.
Shopping today. I went out looking today here in Marietta. I went to the vending machines.
18 months ago, I gave away like 10,000 Pokemon cards. Or not 10,000, but like fucking. I didn't, without knowing, like I gave them away to this guy in my CrossFit gym, and he's fucking like collecting. He's like, "Oh, do you have all this?" I was like, "Yeah, you can have it." It was like, it's just sitting in my attic. And now, like, the year down the line, I'm like, foolish.
So much money you just gave up for nothing.
Yep. And now I have no money.
That's all right.
So lucky.
Anyway.
Mask in the comments says Cory is bald. Cory is bald.
Let's find it. There it is. Cory, you're bald.
Yeah, I am very bald, I guess.
Let's see. What else? So, yeah, I mean, the Thugonomics thing was pretty bad.
Anyway, sorry, Cory, you have a strict regimen and route and schedule for us here, do you? Or
he really does, and I'm telling you what, I'm going to derail it every fucking chance I get.
Let's fucking go, yeah.
Cory, go with it. What do you got? If you're paying attention, let's go.
We're talking about Pittsburgh.
You were in a hurry.
I was trying to talk about Pittsburgh. So
you weren't trying. You were sitting there being quiet.
The Patreon.
Well, let's talk about it.
Talk about the Patreon. Pittsburgh, they did a double taping. They did a double taping on Monday for Raw and SmackDown. Raw was actually probably the best paced Monday Night Raw I've seen since they went to Netflix this week. From start to finish, it was very fast. Very enjoyable, actually. Sometimes I don't enjoy Monday Night Raw. And when I'm on the post show, Raw Dogs with my boys, JPJ,
which you can see. Oh wait, on the let me put the right banner up. You can find that post show on the Bodyslam YouTube, which you can follow. If you're not, it's running across the bottom. Make sure you do. You can catch Cory and his bullshit on Monday night, which I won't be there to derail him. But whatever.
Yep, I run the show.
We'll run this shit. Let's go. Go.
That's what I was talking about. I said it was good. I said Raw was good. They taped SmackDown after 2-hour SmackDown, which airs tomorrow. I posted some spoilers about that. Nope, I haven't seen it. It'll be available in its full approach Saturday morning at 1 a.m. in the UK on Netflix.
And it's only a 2-hour one, right? It's the first 2-hour broadcast.
NXT was also pre-taped for this week, so NXT was on Netflix. It was only an hour and 15 minutes long because there was no commercials. Yeah, they're doing the same with SmackDown, I heard.
They always put commercials on the fucking Netflix thing though as well. Over here.
Yeah, anyway. No commercials when it comes to. So if you're trying to watch it live at the normal time when it normally airs and it's pre-taped right now for this week, it has no commercials. Like if you were watching it delayed. On demand, like they do, they cut through the commercial segments and go straight to the matches again. That's how it looked. It went straight to. So that's what they're gonna do for SmackDown too. I heard is on tomorrow shouldn't have any commercials either on SmackDown on Netflix, and you can just watch it all the way through. But if you're in the United States, you're stuck with USA and you're watching it unless you get a VPN. Shout out to NordVPN. Shout out to them.
We're an affiliate.
We are.
I don't have our code yet.
Still waiting. Yes, we are. We are an affiliate of NordVPN. I am utilizing their services. Great VPN. But yeah, we had some tape shows, and then yesterday we had Dynamite 300 and Collision 100 taping. Collision's going to air on Saturday, but Dynamite 300 was very good.
Was there Jeff Jarrett? Was Jeff Jarrett on the show?
No,
he was not.
Fuck that.
He was not. Yeah, the opening segment with Hangman and the Death Riders was very good. Got me excited for next week for All In. Him taking out Marina Shafir with the buckshot lariat was a nice touch. Him holding the briefcase with what we presume is the AEW World Championship inside of it. Him holding it hostage. Him holding that hostage until Jon Moxley gave him what he wanted, which was a Texas death match for All In, was kind of a nice touch. It pissed off Jon Moxley. But the thing about the segment was the revisionist history thing that they're doing, because they're talking about Hangman and Moxley, saying Hangman can't last with Moxley in a death match.
Do you think Moxley keeps his Pokemon cards in that briefcase?
Probably.
That's where I would put them.
You know? I wouldn't bring the belt around at all. It seemed quite heavy. You can just put more things in that briefcase instead.
Yeah, like cheese.
Put it everywhere.
You put slices of cheese in there. Maybe some crackers. You can have cheese and crackers. You know?
So there's no Jeff
dog in there?
Unlikely.
A flat dog? What kind of dogs do you know that are flat like a briefcase? What kind of Florida dogs do they fucking have? Where that would even be a question that you would present. I'm
disconcerted by these Floridian people.
Right? Yeah. I am too, man. Cory there's
a reason they say Florida man a lot. There's a lot of dumbass people here, so.
All right, okay. Well, there you are. Yeah, well, look, there's a lot of wrestling there. You glossed over about 10 hours worth of wrestling in the space of 1 minute. Yeah. But yeah, Raw actually seemed like a reasonable show. A lot of things that you would actually look to watch.
On the flagship show, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like, there's a lot of stuff that you get on a week-to-week basis, like, and then tonight, like, Adam Pearce, like, hold on, tonight, we got blah, 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 and then, like, he tweets something stupid, and then you look at it and you're like, I don't want to watch that. You go on YouTube and watch it, whatever highlight segments instead.
Yeah.
Like the Rusev Sheamus match.
Well, they beat the hell out of each other.
Yeah, it seemed pretty good. Didn't get a great reaction, I don't think, though, did it?
A lot of people just said it went too long. A lot of people said, but in Pittsburgh, the crowd was hot for it the entire time. Rusev won the way that Rusev wins, and that's by he pulled the heel tactic and pretty much cheated to win. But I think that they should run a best of 7 with those two, because that is fantastic.
Yeah, it's not like they have anything going on either of them. So
yeah.
At the moment, no. But as time goes on, there's some plans for the both of them that are supposed to be unveiled in the coming weeks.
Do you have some info there, Cory, or you just fucking?
I'm not dropping any info on the show.
You're not, or you can't, or you won't.
I'm not. If I get more info and can 100% post about it, I will be posting it on Patreon.
On the Patreon? That's crazy.
Absolutely.
So by the sound of things, it sounds like you've been told that there will be plans for them in the coming weeks that will be unveiled.
Yes.
That's it. You've been told there will be plans. Okay.
Yeah.
That's vague and broad, and just like
very. That's why I'm saying.
I'm sure there's people they don't have plans for. So.
Yeah.
You know, better, I guess, to be planned than to not have plans.
Yeah, 2 middle-aged 40-something-year-old men beating each other up.
Yep, beating their meat in the ring. Yes.
Come on.
Bro.
Rise above. Come on.
Fucking clean it up, dude.
Come on.
Hey, that's Big E's favorite thing in this world is big meaty men slapping meat.
Yeah, but that's not what you said.
You didn't say that. You said something different.
They were beating meat in the ring.
That's come on.
Grow up, pal.
Florida man.
Yeah. What? I'm disappointed with you people in Florida.
Being weird.
Very weird, right?
So yeah, it seemed like a good show. The JD McDonough, the Jordan Devlin, Fergal Devitt, Finn Balor stuff. They're champions again. They're good lads. Jordan's my friend, so I like that.
I was gonna say you knew him when he was indies and stuff, right?
Yeah, I've known him since I was 10. He's 1 year older than me.
Okay.
He's from literally down the road. And then he's at a school nearby me. We used to play each other in rugby and stuff. Yeah, he's a fucking legend, and he got me into. Convinced me to give wrestling a go years down when he was already signed with WWE. when I finished playing rugby. So he's a good guy. And we got our interview. My interview with him like end of 2023 should be on, or middle of 2024 should be on our YouTube channel still as well. So
Yeah,
you can check that out if you like. Yeah, so they're champions again. I kind of enjoy this pantomime stuff they do with the Judgment Day a bit, because it's like it's completely satire and nonsense. I don't know how they have a clubhouse everywhere they go. Like, who sets it up?
hey,
Like,
dude, that's if you got stroke and pool, you get a clubhouse everywhere you go.
I want a clubhouse, and I want purple lighting, and I want a television and a PlayStation wherever I go.
And I mean, he has nuggets on his fucking deck
Chicken
too.
nuggets.
Yeah. And
Tendies and hot women. I don't get it.
How come?
And championship gold and a demon briefcase.
And sucks for Carlito though, right? He was chilling. Now he's not.
They stole his PS5.
That's like something that they would do.
He took it and they stole it back.
You know where they're in the clubhouse. How come they're always facing the camera but never acknowledging the camera?
That's a great question.
They're all facing forward, but then looking at each other like side eye. They don't just like face one another.
That's a great question.
Well, it's what you're doing right now.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just weird. Just this invisible camera thing that WWE do. It just does my head in. I like to acknowledge the camera's there.
Yeah. You like the office.
Yeah, it's just exactly yes. Just like you're adults. You know, there's a man watching, recording you toplessly conversing with people in a backstage clubhouse. Acknowledge it.
Corey,
it's weird.
You need to talk about your Chris Jericho fandom. At least
I don't like Chris Jericho, and I will not talk about Chris Jericho.
He loves him, Mark. See, that's the thing, Mark.
The learning tree is terrible.
I don't know if you're familiar with this whole bit that he's got where he pretends to not like Chris Jericho. The dude loves Chris Jericho.
How can you not actually like people can pretend just because it's the fun thing to do.
It's the fun thing to do. Yeah, that's what Corey's doing.
Yeah, but everybody you can't not appreciate him.
Corey's gonna pretend like he's not even gonna look at the camera. He's not even with us right now. What are you doing, buddy? Mark was talking to you.
I'm reading some breaking news right now.
Read it to us.
Read it out loud. We're too busy.
What the fuck are you doing?
We're on a show here. Wake up.
We're trying to entertain.
I'm trying to see. It's boxing related.
What the fuck does that have to do with anything? Boxing shit.
Buddy, put your goddamn phone down and participate in the show, please. Come on.
I'll try. We got to get to the juicy stuff.
Are you going to get there? I'm fucking waiting. I'm waiting for you to participate.
Yeah, I'm waiting on you.
You're shouting and delaying us.
Yeah, your shouting is really slowing us down.
We got to go into the Patreon. What we gave for the week.
Did anybody watch NXT this week? We didn't even talk about that.
I talked about NXT.
You said it was Tate, and that's all you said.
Yeah. There wasn't really anything notable on there. Yoshiki Inamura became number one contender to face Obafemi.
I met him a couple weeks ago.
Did you? Oh yeah, that's right. When you were in Orlando, that's right.
Yeah, I went to my buddy's house, and I'm just like, we're like trying to find it because I had never been there, and we're like, I think this is it. And my buddy that was driving was like, Are you sure? And I was like, I don't know, man. It'd be really weird if the guys in the gym or in the garage working out aren't the people we're here to see, because there's just a bunch of shirtless dudes doing pull-ups in the fucking garage, and it was Stallion and fucking Inamura. But yeah, I was like, holy shit. Nice to meet you, sir.
I met him. He's a good dude. He's gonna have a good match with Obafemi next weekend at Great American Bash,
which I won't be at because I'm going to Texas.
Another notable thing that did happen on the show is that Blake Monroe, her first match was announced in NXT.
She already wrestled.
She wrestled on the house show over here. Yes,
so
correct.
Phrase it correctly.
But her first televised event in NXT is happening. Her and Jordan Grace are tagging against Fatal Influence. So that'll be interesting. Very interesting.
How interesting?
Yeah, it'll be very interesting because some stuff is going to come up.
Oh, all right. So you know some stuff then? Is that what you're saying?
Of course I do.
And you're not going to tell us?
No,
I'm not. No.
But like, is it
that takes away from that takes away. Yeah, it's going to be good wrestling. There's some stuff that's going to come because they have to be able to compete. they have to be able to compete with AEW that at the same time. So,
All right.
Like, is it going to be soap
it's
opera
literally
melodrama?
they're well, maybe towards the end. Maybe towards the end.
Okay. I don't like that.
Yeah, some shenanigans.
Boring.
I thought you hate shenanigans. You just you bitched about shenanigans from the fucking pay-per-view main event.
I don't
now you're
hate
like
them. It's just
excited about
overdone.
shenanigans. You're excited
No,
about
it's
these
just
shenanigans.
It's overdone.
The other ones.
It's overdone.
Cory, I'm gonna need you to pick a lane and decide on something and stick with it.
It's literally overdone. Shenanigans, having people run in. That's not what I'm talking about when the women's tag match. That's
what are you talking about?
It's different. So this is gonna have to do with the actual talent in the match. This doesn't have to do with no run-ins. Cena and Punk had a lot of run-ins. And Moxley and Hangman's gonna have a lot of run-ins. So
All right.
there's gonna be a lot of crazy stuff that happens next weekend.
Okay.
I know, and you're assuring
A lot
me
of craziness.
so it's not going to be boring. You're assuring me that now. And if I get
sounds
bored,
like it.
if I can hold you to the, I can hold you to
Blame.
this. If I find this,
Do you like Blake Monroe? Do you like her, or do you find her boring?
I'm attracted to her. That's different.
Yeah. Well, you can pretend to enjoy it like her then. If like
Yeah.
Did you enjoy her work in AEW?
Some of it.
Yeah, he said he was attracted to her.
Yeah, some, but again,
That's
top.
most of the world, though.
Yeah, but two people who do too much, like they're trying to be wrestler. I'm trying to be heel villain, bad person wrestler. Like the kind of mannerisms, just over the top pantomime stuff. She was too much for me, and it was just it fit like a glove in WWE, but it's just inauthentic and transparent, and like it's character.
She'll have a good. She's gonna have a good run. She's gonna have a good run as a wrestler in WWE.
She will.
Maybe Shawn Michaels can teach her how to be a better character for you, Mark.
Hit the block on Twitter, please, and thank you.
Huh? Hit the what?
Hit the block on Twitter, please, and thank you.
Me?
No, Shawn Michaels. Shout out to Shawn Michaels for the block.
See, brother, I don't know what you're talking about.
And he watches the show. Yes.
With one eye, not that other one.
No, I've got one eye in Kerry and one eye in Derry. That's what we say in Ireland. Yeah.
He's got that. Like I brought up in the group, Robert Gibson eye. You know, and then
Nice.
Got Robert Gibson eye.
Yeah, but that was the weekend in wrestling we talked about.
And the week. We talked about the week in wrestling too, all the way up to yesterday.
That's what I said. The week in wrestling.
You said
we didn't really. Yeah.
No, I said the week in wrestling, not weekend. Weekend.
You Florida people. I can't even understand.
You there in the trees in the hidden valleys over there.
He's going to fight. He's with the 100 men going to fight the gorilla.
Yeah, he is, and he's going to be the first one that the gorilla beats its ass.
Dude, me
he's
and the gorilla are going
one.
to catch a buzz. We're going to smoke some weed. It'll be fine.
Yeah, let's jump into the Patreon now. Which
run down we've had a big week on the Patreon.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to go into right now.
I'm going to plug up my computer while you're doing that.
Be linked below, right there. If you want to go ahead and give us a subscription, the Patreon's right there. Bring a lot of news, a lot of content happened this week. The first of which came from Cassidy.
Oh no.
Yeah, the first of which came from Cassidy. Cassidy broke some news about let me see. I'm trying to see which one this one is because he had double the news when it came to AAA and WWE. This one is about El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr.
Yes.
Having a deal with WWE now.
Yeah.
That he's got that WWE deal. So good for him. He is a great luchador talent.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Then Rami had an interview with Kid Bandit. That's exclusive. It's still on our Patreon.
That interview was fantastic. Fantastic, by the way. Very good.
Then there was another story. Cassidy had a story about Octagon Jr. That he's been finalizing his date and wrapping up his remaining commitments before he's signing with WWE. I believe we're into the Mr. Hayes.
Yeah, we're back into mine now, where I had an update on Evolution. Before that was last weekend. I had got an update on what the plan was for the women's tag team championships. I was able to confirm rumors that Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez were going to be the women's tag team champions, and they were going to be defending the tag team championships at Evolution in a triple threat. The triple threat ended up getting changed to a fatal four-way tag team championship match now.
Let's talk about our beards, because this guy loves our beard growth. I approve of this.
Thank you. I'm quite happy. I'm quite happy with my length of the Mr. Polar Nights. I'm getting a haircut tomorrow, and I'm tempted to not trim it.
The beard looks good. Keep the beard.
Thank you. I might get. I was thinking of going like full kind of mustachy, like a thicker mustache, like hangman-y kind of. Yeah, I had that for All In last year, and Dax told me I looked handsome, and I said, "Thank you, Dax."
Well, then go with that. Cory can't grow facial hair. He just has that. That's all he can grow.
No, I can't. My father can't. My father can't grow it either, so it runs. He can grow. This is it.
That's face pubes.
I can grow. I can grow more than him, though. I'll tell you that. He can't even grow this. So
that's what? Well, that sounds weird.
Damn, why are you talking shit about your dad so much?
Yeah.
Just same reason I talked shit about old people 2 weeks ago.
Bro, Mark, did you know he hates old people?
I like old people. They're nice.
I thought so too, but you know who hates them?
Cory, seemingly, yeah.
Me! Chris Jericho's an old person. I hate Chris Jericho.
So here's the thing.
You're shouting again.
You're shouting. Is it your John Waters mustache that makes you shout so much? Is that what it is?
No. If I got something, I'm going to yell. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
That'll get you kicked out of
many places. Back to the news. Back to the news.
Our beard growth is news.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Look, it's right here.
You have a beautiful beard.
I do.
Thank you.
Are you jealous of our beards? Is that what's going on?
I can't grow facial hair. So
is that why you're trying to? Is that why you're trying just to skirt past this and not talk about it? Is because you are?
No, I want to get through the news so we can have the real reason we're here today.
Oh, to open these Pokemon packs?
No, we do that every week.
The real reason we're all here.
No.
All right.
Back to it.
Carry on.
The women's tag team championships are being defended at Evolution now in a fatal four-way. They decided to add an NXT tag team to the mix, which I don't know who NXT is going to have represent them as a tag team that weekend, because Sol Ruka and Zarya will be busy on Saturday at Great American Bash. I don't know what they're going to have them, if they're going to be the tag team or if they're going to have somebody else. It'll be interesting to see what happens. Another exclusive that I dropped on Sunday was the plans for the Women's World Championship. Io Sky will be defending the Women's World Championship against Rhea Ripley at Evolution next Sunday. I was the only one to report that. So that is what's happening there.
Until Mike Johnson came and really reported it.
He didn't even say shit about it. So shout out to him for not taking that from me for once.
Well,
Mike Johnson definitely has a tiny dick.
what that shirt that Mark Briscoe wear on AEW yesterday talking about MJF? That's Mike Johnson. That's what you're saying?
Got a tiny penis, yeah.
The pickle, whatever the funny shirt that he had.
Yep, don't really care. He can say what he wants.
Then I broke some news about, this is going to be a SmackDown spoiler, so sorry guys, I'm going to talk about it. I broke some news before the SmackDown taping happened on Monday that Drew McIntyre's return is imminent, and it happens tomorrow on SmackDown. So I just broke that news. Sorry for the spoiler there. What else? Big names locked in for Evolution 2. More Evolution news from me. The SmackDown representatives for Evolution are two names that you would think that are going to be the ones representing the brand. And then obviously WrestleVotes and Fightful had been reporting that Trish Stratus was scheduled for Evolution. I was able to confirm that and say what the plans were for her at Evolution. She'll be challenging for the Women's Championship What else? I had some news Tuesday on the Patreon about the favorite to win the Women's Battle Royal for Evolution. The favorite is currently La Primera, Stephanie Vaquer. That is the favorite for the Women's Battle Royal currently. Then, let's see. We're into Mark territory now. Mr. Mark territory, contract news when it comes to a few talent within AEW. Mark reported that major WWE interest in both Danhausen and Private Party, sounding like their deals are almost up imminently. Then he also had, it was reported by Raj Giri last week, I think it was Friday night, that Chris Jericho's deal is up at the end of the year, and you were able to confirm that. Renee Paquette's under 2 contracts, and they are expiring around the same window as Chris Jericho's. And 2.0's deals run until August. And then John Moxley's contract is locked in through 2027. So good on you for those reports on the contracts. Shout out to you for that. Cody Rhodes then had a report about Miss Money in the Bank Naomi. She will be getting a custom briefcase made for her going forward. It will have caution tape all around it, and it will say Naomi. It won't say caution. It will say her name on the briefcase from what he was told. And now into the juicy stuff. The juicy news that came out yesterday. We had two separate stories on Bodyslam yesterday. One from the AEW side and one from the WWE side. If you're looking at the title of this show right now for Podyslam, it is the main topic, Britt Baker news. Mr. Mark, if you want to talk about your part before I get into what Viper reported on the WWE side, go right ahead, sir.
Yeah, so ourselves and a few other outlets that we can confirmed as well had heard news the other night as well as yesterday morning that Britt Baker had not necessarily requested a release. We were very careful in what we worded on that. She hadn't officially requested a release. However, she had been inferring that she would like to leave AEW and that people within AEW had been of the mind that, well, if she were to leave, we're not going to let her leave anytime soon, particularly following the Pittsburgh tapings and ahead of the Evolution pay-per-view. We very carefully verified that and worded it to the effect that we'd never said that she'd requested a release or anything. We also then worked with Viper to confirm what the WWE side of things were, that they weren't aware of any upcoming release for Britt Baker from AEW. So yeah, and
they didn't have any plans to sign her, regardless right now, because she's nowhere close to being a free agent. Her contract runs through fall of 2026. So as of right now, she is still under AEW contract. She's still there. There's no plans for her, it looks like, currently. And what you've heard is that she had talked about possibly wanting to leave, but hadn't officially requested or anything.
So what we'd worded as Britt Baker was seeking to part ways with AEW. We very much worded it to the fact that she hadn't requested a release. However, she'd been talking internally with colleagues and otherwise that she'd been somewhat unhappy being benched for an extended period, not too much communication forthcoming, and had vented to various different levels of power internally within AEW to that effect. Now, obviously, various different sources later in the day escalated that point, who were able to confirm directly from sources within AEW and within the Britt Baker camp to the very direct question of, are you seeking a release from AEW, yes or no? Is Britt Baker seeking a release from AEW, yes or no? And both said no. And that where the controversy kind of led from there then.
Yeah, if you want to talk about that, because these people like to drag things out. So if you want to talk about that, go right ahead. The floor is yours.
No, and to be fair, like Sean, to be fair to him, Sean Rossap, the guys in Fightful is a really nice guy. I had a really good chat with them last night as well, and this morning actually.
He's one of my good friends. Definitely, I can say that good person. Definitely gets his info down pat. Nothing there. How'd that go?
It's good. Yeah, it's good. Actually, I had a funny conversation this morning because it was somebody, a troll here in Ireland, had actually contacted my employer. And I'd reach out to my girlfriend as well.
That is it. That Twitter page.
Yeah.
Yeah. Send it to me in the private chat.
I will. Yeah. But
is like which one? There's so many. When you say that account, like, brother, which
the one that he mentioned it in the group chat yesterday. So
yeah, I ended up.
I was driving all day, so I probably missed it.
I ended up conversing with that guy in the afternoon a bit. So what can you do? But yeah, no, it was a very thorough conversation with Sean and the guys as well, in terms of they understood where our news had come from. They understood the context for where our news had come from. They understood that a number of other sources had also received the same piece of information in that time frame. Their duty was on their end to report officially, has there been an official request for a release from AEW beyond Britt Baker's side, or anything that AEW were aware of, and they both confirmed no. So that's our stance on things. We were very careful in what we put out there. We never said that Britt Baker has sought her release. We've talked about her inferring she looked to actively part ways with AEW. There was a lot of back and forth before anything was published, before the guys published on our Patreon as well, and it garnered a lot of attention. But again,
aggregation accounts.
Yeah, I'm
they
still.
They definitely botched that aggregation.
It
was so bad.
I mean, I'm still waiting for Malachi Black to leave AEW myself. So, yeah, sometimes there's a similar situation. Who knows?
One Ricky Stark similar to, and one that was another couple as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of those people do this bit of a song and dance, kick up a stink backstage when it gets released, or was actively intentionally released, then officially gets denied. It was funny. One of the people who's been most vocal and abusive of Bodyslam over the last 12 to 24 hours online. He's a very prominent account online, quite a following, very controversial guy. He's from my country, actually.
Trevor?
I don't know.
Robert?
I don't know. God knows. But then on a different platform, he was talking about, he had it on good authority that somebody was trying to cost their contract to get out of their account as well. So, and then I had to see him perpetuating that Bodyslam was a toxic male-female talent-hating entity.
I saw him saying something. He said something about Bodyslam. Bodyslam saying we're going to have a token woman on the staff with Bodyslam when we have quite a few women with Bodyslam.
Anyway,
I don't understand where that came from.
Send me that guy's count too. I didn't see that yesterday either.
Anyway, but there's a lot of people.
Yeah, you quoted him.
Oh, it's the one that said.
Yeah,
it's the one that said.
It's funny.
I'm WWE adjacent.
I'm 100%. Like, I mean, the guy who was fucking abusing me today, right? He was like, you want to take AEW down. You posted this because it was AEW 300. I fucking love AEW. I'm a complete shill. I'm a complete mark.
What shirt are you wearing right now?
I'm fucking wearing, like, do you know what I mean? I am the most uber pro AEW guy in the world. And like, I even consider not putting stuff out because, like, is this a negative context or whatever? And
we have talked about that. I'd be like, that serves us no purpose. Let's keep that.
Yeah, exactly, 100%. And there's tons of other instances of that as well. So, like, I love AEW. I love the people. I love what they stand for. So these online trolls who literally, like, I know what time zone they're based in. They're based in my time zone. And you're texting me at 4 or 5 a.m. I'm like, and then at 7 a.m. they're still doing it, at 9 and 10. And then through the day, it's like, you don't sleep.
I bet your DMs were very interesting yesterday.
Yeah, that was funny, yeah. But I mean, the ones are just like off the wall, like insane people. Like, I mean, some of them I know, like, Dublin's a very small place in Ireland. I could happily come meet you at any point. I have a conversation. Just quite happily have a conversation over a phone call. Like, I'll happily ring you or meet you very, very quickly. But I mean, No, you'd rather be a faceless, nameless troll and then start throwing absolute obscenities at my employer. And I work in financial services.
Wrestling news.
Wrestling news. Like
a scripted sport, yes.
Yeah, I was sitting in office today, and I got a partner in my office was like, March, you know, like, what's going on here? I heard you got slapped down by an SRS. And I was like, what? And then he's like, yeah, I got some guys messaged me on LinkedIn here, calling you a bigot. And I was like, excuse me? So I have to go and explain that to my employer then. And then also, my girlfriend.
You're a bigot because of the fact that Britt Baker wants to get out of her contract.
Because Britt Baker had been kicking up a stink or something.
And that makes you a bigot. Okay.
Well, their rationale is that we hate female wrestling, or we're trying to target a female wrestler. And then to that similar effect,
that's
but more abusive. Yeah, and more abusive and flowery language to my girlfriend then. So
that's crazy.
Yeah. Who again has no connection to any of my wrestling socials. Then you'd have to find my personal LinkedIn, my personal Instagram, my personal Facebook, to then go down a rabbit hole to find the people on that. That's fucking weird.
That's crazy. Yeah. That's absolutely the extent that some of these people in the wrestling community go to fucking find out your personal stuff. That's insane.
Yeah. Anissa says, "I like your background setting, Cassidy. So do I."
Yeah, it just got more exciting. We just got a lot more exciting with the fucking dog show. So this is my dad's dog,
nice.
Piper, who is the sister of the dog of mine that just died in March. Like this dog and my dog Bauer looked exactly the same. So they were like sisters and brothers. So she's a good girl, and then this is my newest girl, Foley. So they're cousins.
Foley.
They're cousins and they're hanging out. But, so Anissa was talking about the background. What y'all don't see is right off the side here is a fucking pool that has a hot tub that water falls into it. And there's like 3 waterfalls. I don't know if I can
jump in it.
See if I can get it. It's over there. Can you see it back there now?
That's awesome.
Yeah, you go jump in it in that weather.
I'm going to here in a little bit. I got to do this shit first.
More importantly, we also had other Patreon news throughout the week.
Oh, yeah.
We also had we talked about Claudio Castagnoli. We anticipated he'd be appearing on AEW Dynamite last night. We knew he was backstage. We also talked about potential belts that have been made for AEW. Reported this probably last week at this stage around intergenerational tag team belts. Now, this has been teased for a little while. These have been made for some time as well. Belts that potentially could feature Nick Wayne, Christian Cage. You could also potentially see the return of a Luchasaurus with Jack Perry at some point in the future. You could see instances with Ricky Morton and son. You could see instances with Kevin Von Erich. There was somebody else. Who was the other one, Cass? There was somebody else.
Kerry and Ricky. Kerry Morton and Ricky Morton.
There was another AEW. Oh, fucking Costco guys.
Bring the boom.
Bring the boom.
Bring Costco guys. Those are people who have been discussed internally about potentially doing a short-lived intergenerational. It wouldn't be a bad idea for a pre-show thing. I actually think I thought it was stupid. Then I realized the Costco guys thing. I was like, that's actually a good selling ploy if you're doing it for pre-shows to get people to buy a pay-per-view.
Have them buy the pay-per-view and the marketing side.
Yeah.
So and then good work on the AEW side from you. Good work with those stories. I had one more that I dropped yesterday. One more.
Did you guys cover mine earlier?
Yeah, we talked about yours while you were gone. Yeah.
I was setting up my computer. I had to do.
Cory
Power was fucking going off on this.
Also, I've an interview with Mikey Nichols that is live on our Patreon as well. One half of the TM61 from NXT, the mighty TMDK tag team and NXT tag team champions, New Japan tag team champions with Shane Haste. A very interesting interview to listen and watch. That's all I'll say. If anybody is spare time,
it was live at 6 Eastern yesterday. It was hilarious.
Yeah, it's
lively.
good.
It was hilarious.
It's a
lively. Yeah. So check that out.
And I've got one more piece of news.
What is there?
We already talked about yours. You talking about your next one that you got coming up?
I don't know. Which one are you talking about?
No, we saw. You have another one you're dropping? Another interview?
Oh yeah, Chase. I got an interview with Chase whenever he gets his fucking computer fixed. It was supposed to record earlier this week, but he couldn't get his headset to work in his computer, and he tried to go buy a USB splitter, and I don't think it worked. I don't know. Bullshit. Dude, he's like me, man. We're cavemen. Or he's not a computer, and I'm not a computer either. So I was just like, I don't know, man. Did you try rebooting it? That was my suggestion. And he was just like, he's like, of course, he goes, let me try that. And it didn't work. So we'll get to it. I've got
the last bit of news that we had on the Patreon from me yesterday was regarding another piece of news on Evolution. There had been discussions within WWE that there was going to be some sort of TNA representation at the Evolution PLE next Sunday. WrestleVotes reported on WrestleVotes Radio today that two names that had been discussed were Cassie Lee and Jessica McKay, formerly known as the Iconics, now known as the Inspiration. They have a booking on July 13th, so that kind of makes it complicated if they were to do that. But yeah, there have been talks about having TNA representation somehow, some way on Evolution, which would be good. I'd like to see quite a few different promotions be represented on that PLE. It would be nice to promote the people that you have partnerships with right now. So I'd like to see that. But yeah, there have been discussions about having some sort of TNA representation. Those were two names that I heard. Another name that I heard was TNA Knockouts World Champion Masha Slamovich. I haven't heard anything if anything has been worked out. They've also been talking to a few legends about appearing on the show. I wasn't given any specific names for the legends, so we'll see. They're trying to work out some stuff still.
If I had to guess, I bet Austin Kong shows up. Right?
You think?
They're trying to work out some legends. I mean, what are the legends? Name some other legends.
Is she a WWE legend though? I mean, like,
she was WWE.
Yeah,
I know, but like she was there for like a week as Karma. Like literally a week.
I thought we were talking about Slammiversary. Weren't you talking about TNA?
No, I'm talking about Evolution.
I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't paying attention to you.
You're boring as Cory. You're boring.
I was. Yeah, you're boring as Cory.
So now we get to the best part of the show, which is the ending where Cassidy rips packs.
We're not talking about that yet. We gotta do more stuff. So next week, I'm not gonna be able to do the show next week. So you're gonna have to find somebody to fill in because I'm gonna be traveling.
I'll be doing it by myself.
No, I think Mark's got you. It looks like Mark's on you. Mark's here with you next week.
We'll see, because that depends on his work schedule. We'll see.
Hey man, it looks like it's over by the time he gets here. It's like
I'll be starting earlier.
Why would you do that? Why would you do that?
We'll see.
Why would you do that when you don't have a co-host?
You'll dilute your audience by doing that.
I'll pull a Sean and have a solo show next week.
Why would you do that when you got people wanting to do shows with us? Come on, man. Don't be that guy.
I got a few people that want to do shows with me.
I will lock you out of the goddamn street.
One of them is in our comments right now that I might possibly have on the show. One of them.
One? There's a lot of people in our comments.
Masp, Black Hawk, Oscar V.
Rodriguez. Well, you just named one of them.
Randy Ingle.
Danny
Atomic
Bennett.
3301.
Anissa.
Let me call up.
Speaking of us not having women on our staff, here's one right here commenting on our staff that's part of us. So.
Hey, she was at the shows yesterday.
Yeah, she was at Oh yeah, well, we got a woman in as media for Bodyslam last night. So speaking to AEW,
and she gave us some news
for women.
Legental activity.
We got some news last night regarding a return on Collision. Thanks to Sky yesterday. So yeah. Shout out to. It's good to see him back after 2 years.
Well, let's just see if he keeps coming back, or if it was just like, "Hey, we're in your."
Yeah, because I remember the last time he came back and then he disappeared again really quickly.
Yeah,
so we'll see.
Did a weird vignette package thing for like a week or two, and then suddenly disappeared as well, didn't he?
Yeah.
But the word was that was being done just purely to tease something off the back of Ethan Page moving on.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah. Anyway,
but yeah, like.
Sorry, I had a thought, actually. Sorry.
Lay it
Cory, because you're Mr. NXT, right? You're Mr.
He is
big
Mr.
brain,
NXT.
Mr. Performance Center, Mr. Florida Man. So the NXT Performance or the Performance Center is like over 10 years old now, right? What are your thoughts on their inability to produce talent at this rate, and their continued reliance on having to externally source talent to fill their shows continually now?
They can produce talent. There's no doubt that they can produce talent because there's a lot of talent on the main roster right now that have come strictly from NXT.
But
of those who had nearly all of them had wrestling experience.
Yeah, if they were wrestling before they got to NXT, that doesn't count because they were wrestling.
No, I'm talking about straight. I'm talking about straight NIL talent. If you look at NXT right now, look at what Obafemi is doing.
We got Tiffany too, Tiffy, right? Because she was
Braun Breaker. Tiffy and Braun.
Braun Breaker didn't have any.
That's it.
Yeah,
he did the exact same. But Braun Breaker was in a holding pattern doing the same match for 5 years. Like he's pretty much the same guy as he was 5 years ago.
You also got to remember who was booking NXT at the time when he was down there.
Shawn Michaels.
Same person as booking.
No, it was Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard were booking NXT when he started.
That's not true.
I don't think that's true either.
Yeah, NXT 2.0 is when he started, and
Shawn Michaels took over
NXT.
NXT 2.0 was literally when Shawn Michaels took over.
Yeah.
Yeah, after he got kicked out of the company, yes, that's when he took over.
But it didn't change, is what he's saying. Like it's not.
And then as soon as Shawn took over, Braun was only there for a little bit before he left.
Oh.
Let's see. When did
they had him doing the work? They had him doing the work.
There's a reason. This is why you're blocked by him.
They had him and Baron Corbin doing tag team work before he went to the main roster.
Yeah, but it was fucking.
And that tag team work was actually very entertaining. They were a good tag team.
You're easily entertained.
Let's see. Hold on. Now, you said Baron Corbin and him was who? That was Shawn Michaels stuff, right?
Anyway, so since it's a damning reflection of the ability for the WWE Performance Center to produce talent at a reasonable rate without also being willing to incur the costs of providing them with actual repetitions of wrestling matches. So they're going back to the pattern of what they're doing with NXT Black Gold, by having to exclusively bring in talent who have wrestling experience or partnerships with other promotions to fill their TV time. Because there's a period the last year or two when you're watching NXT, you had about 20 different 2-minute matches over and over again because nobody was good enough to hold a television program or to have a wrestling match. The most 90% of homegrown talent on NXT television can't throw a strike. There's a huge amount of things that they're very poorly trained. And if you look at most independent shows like Cass, where you're from, Wrestling Hot Belt, go to shows up and down that whole area, you'll have people who have better basics and fundamentals than most people in NXT.
Which they've signed some of them, like Javon Evans was from our area. Some of the Evolve guys like Sean Legacy and Jackson Drake are from my area. And there'll be more. So there's Diego Hill just got signed to MLW. He's from my area.
Yep.
There's some good ones down here. But I agree with you, man. As far as the homegrown talent goes, it's like very few and far between. They fucking hit.
Obafemi is a homegrown talent, and look at what he's doing right
We've
now.
named 3 out of how many years?
Kalani Jordan is a homegrown talent, and look at the growth she's had in over a year. Lola Vice is a homegrown talent. Look at the talent that she's got.
But they're outliers rather than the norm, and they've got so many people on TV who are just like shouldn't be anywhere near, and it's more of
Sol Ruka's another name, correct? Yes, Sol Ruka.
She can do flips, but she can't wrestle. But we're talking
then you're talking about Will Ospreay. If you're talking about Will Ospreay the same then, because all he does is flips and shit.
He can fucking wrestle. You saying Will Ospreay can't wrestle, buddy? Is that what you're just
Flippy flip.
Corey, that's so god.
Will Ospreay's.
We're just gonna do that. We're just gonna fix that.
Okay,
we're fixing that.
Oh gosh, just
Will Ospreay's my favorite on the AEW roster. So
you're gonna say he can't wrestle?
He can tell us.
I didn't say he can't wrestle. I said he does the same flips. I said he does the same flips and shit as Sol Ruka.
Yeah, but everything else he does is best in the. It doesn't matter about the flips. Everything else he does in the world and on television is better than anybody else in the world. Like it's just his ability to.
That is a fact. That is a fact.
Struggle, convey pain, convey emotion.
He's gotten a lot better. He's gotten a lot better at that. I'll say that. He has gotten a lot better at that.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Do you watch wrestling?
No, he watches NXT.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
it.
okay.
He watches NXT.
His promo game has gotten a lot better.
We're not talking about that. We're just talking about wrestling.
I'm talking about promo. I'm talking about.
No, you're not.
Promo.
You just started it. You just jumped to that because you talked yourself into a paper bag on the other fucking topic.
But NXT, but Performance Center. Sorry, Cory.
Yeah, I get it.
Okay.
This is entertainment, though.
Yeah, we like busting Cory's balls.
Sorry.
He hasn't looked up like 3 times whole show.
He's watching boxing and thinking about his hair on his phone.
Yeah, he's watching WWE and Chris Jericho matches right now. That's what he's doing.
I'm absolutely not. I'm trying to get some more news right now for our Patreon.
Well, when Chris Jericho goes back to WWE at the end of this year, you can.
Oh, I will stop watching completely. I'm done.
No, you won't. No, you won't.
Yes, I will.
You'll appreciate it. You'll be like, you just make the list. Yeah, he said.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Cory will be like, man, can we talk about how great Chris Jericho has done?
No,
what a resurgence! Oh my God!
Thank you.
Match of the year contender. Match of the year contender.
Absolutely not. I would rather shoot myself in the fucking head than watch Chris Jericho in WWE.
Cory's gonna be like, God, I can't wait.
Give me all the
reinventing itself again. He's the best.
WWE doesn't have enough 2- and 3-star matches on TV. We need more 2-star matches on television. That's what I've always said.
I agree.
Sorry.
I'm with you.
Chris Jericho and his flabby fucking titties on my screen every single week.
Take your top off. Take your top off.
Yeah, dude, really.
I'm more built than him. I'll tell you that.
I don't think you
Take
are.
it off. Take it off.
Think you are. You are not
built
than Jericho. No.
When's the last time he hit the gym?
Probably today. Yeah, dude. What are you doing?
Last night at 11 p.m.
You think you're? You think you're better? You think you're in better shape than Jericho?
He may have gone this morning.
Yeah, he probably did go in the morning.
Well, if he did, I don't know what he's doing right now. I'm glad he's off AEW TV. Who knows what he's doing at this point?
He may have a good sleep pattern and go at reasonable times to the gym.
Yeah,
I go to sleep at a reasonable time too.
You let's put that. You're in better shape than Chris Jericho. Show everybody. Let's see it.
Nope.
Get your titties out.
I don't like Chris Jericho.
We know you do.
I do not like Chris Jericho. The learning tree took time away from talent that actually deserved it in AEW. He was a character.
But you don't think Brian Keith deserves a push?
Big Bill.
You're saying? You don't
Absolutely, both of them do.
Well,
not Chris Jericho though.
It was
not Chris Jericho
for it. You can thank Jericho for it, buddy.
It was actually
they signed Brian. They signed Brian Keith for his wrestling ability, not Chris Jericho fucking being his mentor.
It was excellent, and it showed a different layer of Brian Keith. Gave him an opportunity to.
Yeah, he's
perform.
A character now.
He's got a chance to be recognized.
I've always been a fan of Big Bill. Big Bill's a good talent. I love what he's done since he's gotten himself together. He's a monster.
And think about how much they've not been on TV recently since Jericho's not been around.
They've been on Collision every single week.
I don't watch
not
as much.
You don't watch Collision?
Not as prominently featured. I do sometimes.
They want people to watch Collision more. They want them to be the same wavelengths. I don't know if that'll ever happen, but
they're booked with 2 different television philosophies. So
yeah,
2 completely different style TV shows.
Yeah.
Which I will be. That's what I was gonna say. The reason I won't be able to do next Thursday is because I have fucking Collision to go to next Thursday.
But if you want to watch
that next Thursday,
hell yeah.
Yeah, because I got ROH on Friday and then the pay-per-view on
Saturday. That's right. Yeah, they had. I forgot Supercard of Honors next Friday.
And if you want to watch actual wrestling and proper tag team wrestling, booked by the best tag team to ever breathe, you watch AEW Collision regularly because everything you touch regularly turns to gold.
Fuck the Revival.
See, this is your WWE bias just coming out.
No, that is what Cody Rhodes said. Fuck the Revival.
It's clearly coming out.
Cody said it.
Fuck the Revival.
Dude, you're WWE
on BTE. Fuck the Revival.
Buddy.
Okay.
All right.
Who the flippy guys who do BTE? All right.
The Young Bucks.
The Revival's awesome.
I like the Revival.
Call over to Mr. Wheeler's house. Cass, call over to Mr. Wheeler's house and make him do a podcast with
you. See what he's doing.
Masp says WWE PR Cory Haynes.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Dude, yeah. You
that's
are.
What they say. No, Bodyslam is WWE PR. That's what they say. We get paid by them.
Yep. Which is crazy.
I need them to send me my check then, if that's the case.
I couldn't believe when people were calling me like anti trying to take down AEW thing today. I was like,
yeah,
I'm a shill. I will say or do anything to get fucking free AEW shit.
Everybody on Bodyslam staff get called shills for both sides. It's insane.
Yeah.
When we cover literally every promotion in the world.
I love that I'm AEW adjacent or WWE adjacent as I'm getting ready to drive 15 hours for an AEW weekend.
Yeah. If anybody's WWE adjacent, it's me. Just because I get.
We know.
I get news exclusively.
You are.
I get news exclusively.
You're not. There's nothing adjacent about you. You are WWE.
Yeah, you're biased.
I get news exclusively from there. So
you're in the fold, and you're like, yeah, just here's a bit more, Cory. Just get that
your bias is clearly evident.
You're on the payroll.
You wear.
I fucking wish that I wouldn't be fucking having to bust my ass 24/7.
Is that what? Why do you have to scream though?
Yeah, he's busting his ass.
I'm not screaming,
bro. You are the volume.
I'm not screaming. It's my microphone.
You're screaming into it.
You're excited.
I need a USB extender so I can fucking use my.
You and Chase both.
No, so I can use my phone that I have.
You and Chase both, man. Got to fix their USB bullshits.
I just need one that I can put more fucking things into, so that way I can plug more stuff up.
Phrasing. Are we not doing phrasing here, guys? Really? We're not doing phrasing?
How many viewers are we at here?
453.
Nice. Okay. Well, as we're talking shit for an hour and a half. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's every week. All we do is shoot the shit.
Yeah.
Let's go, baby.
But yeah, next week, I think I'm leaving as soon as Dynamite's over. Like, I think I'm gonna watch Dynamite, then just get in the fucking car and drive to Texas.
You're gonna drive the entire way?
I mean, how else would I get there?
No, that's what you're gonna drive straight without stopping, except for gas.
I'll stop and piss and shit.
Are you gonna stop and get some Pokemon cards all over?
Yeah, bro, definitely. I've already planned it out. We're gonna stop in Nashville. We're gonna hit up the vending machines because that's where I was at. That's where some are because I don't have any in Tennessee between the east of the state and the first ones you can get to are in Nashville. So I'll hit the ones up in Nashville on the way. So I think we go from Nashville straight through to like Memphis, and then I come down into Texas from there. So, but yeah, I'm gonna do a bunch. I've already looked them up. I already got went to the Pokemon Center website. I found the vending machines so I can find out where they're going to be in Texas. There's a bunch in Arlington, so I'm gonna go check those out too. It's gonna be good stuff. But no, I think I'm doing. I would get there in the afternoon, check into the hotel, take a shower, then go to Collision. And then I think Friday morning is StarCast, so I'll do StarCast Friday, and then GCW Friday night. I think Amber, our photographer, is doing Ring of Honor.
Oh, awesome! Who from Bodyslam's going to the shows?
Me and Amber, and I know our other person, Lisa. She hasn't done a lot with us lately, but she's going to be there as well.
Awesome.
I know they got her in for Ring of Honor and probably the TV. I think that's the only 3 of us. I don't know if anybody. 8 of us applied.
Yeah.
But no clue exactly fucking who else is going. Nobody's spoken up other than just us 3. So I think it's just 2 photographers and me.
Okay.
But yeah, and then Sunday Nick got me into
You're going to the show, right?
That TJ, the Tokyo Joshi Pro. Go to TJPW.
Yeah, because he can't make it down there anymore, right? That's what he said.
Yeah,
you follow Joshi, do you?
I go, I'll watch it, but that's Nick's thing. Like that's Nick's.
Yeah,
Nick
is right big time on it.
Yeah.
But I'll go and check it out. That'll be the last thing I do before I leave town, actually. So I'll check out of the hotel, go to the venue, watch the show until I feel like going back home, and then just head home for 15 hours. So. But I think next week on the show, I won't be here, but if you guys wanted to talk to Kevin, I'd probably be the next week then. I think we'll have Kevin on.
We'll do, because I told you on the 24th I have something.
Yeah, the 24th. So
too.
On the 17th.
17th?
Yeah, the 17th. I'll try to get Kevin on there. Kevin Kellum. He's a comedian. He's works for Sports Skeeta, and he's a DJ on the radio in Chicago. And I think he's syndicated some other places too. He's pretty good. He's a pretty good DJ and a really funny fucking comedian. And he works for Sportskeeda doing wrestling interviews and stuff like that.
Nice.
So, yeah, we'll get Kevin on the show in a couple weeks. You've got somebody on, and Anissa can do next Thursday since I'm not here. If you guys want to have 3 on.
All right. I can have her come on again with us.
Yeah, so the 3 of y'all can take care of it next week. Hold the fort down, as they say.
I'm back, baby. Despite what Cory says, I'll be here.
Yeah, he's like, I gotta do it too early for you. Look at this guy trying to fucking.
I'm Cory. I'm too jacked.
I got work to do. I'm missing work. That's why I want you to open. I want you to open your Pokemon cards now, so I can get back to work. We're late today.
I'll dwarf you, son.
Yeah,
I was supposed to get back to work at 3:30. We're late today.
Right. Well, let's see. What do you want me to open then?
Which ones do you have?
I've got 5 packs of Destined Rivals, 1 pack of Stellar Crown.
Open a Pokeball.
I got in the Pokeball. I've got Scarlet and Violet.
While he's
Obsidian Flames.
I was gonna say while he's
Paradox Rift.
While you're
open the
them,
Pokeball ones.
Can we put the Pokemon theme song on, please?
I don't know how to do that, but I would love for you to. And I think we'd get hit with a copyright. But
I'll sing it then.
Do it. All right. So since you want me to open the ball first,
I hope you hit on.
Pay attention, motherfucker. Which one am I opening then? Am I going to open Obsidian Flames, Paradox Rift, or Scarlet and Violet base?
Open Charizard.
Scarlet and Violet.
Obsidian Flames. All right.
Is that Char? If that better be Charizard.
He's on the front. Charizard's on the front of the Obsidian Flames pack, so we will check out.
I want to be the very best.
Mask gets it.
No one ever was. Dun, dun, dun. Catch them is my real. Come on, Cory.
You get it, Cory.
Train them is my cause. I will travel across the land.
Who are you giving that code to?
Whoever wants it.
Teach Pokemon to understand. Come on, Cory, sing. The power that's inside. Fucking
Volpix.
Florida weirdo.
Yeah, he's not even gonna do it. He's just gonna ignore you.
Fucking weirdo.
I'm watching you pulling cards. I want you to win.
Cory's the cooler. I never pull anything good because Cool.
I don't. These are all woke new Pokemon. I want OG.
Ooh, shit! Hang on, that's a good one.
That's Pidgey. Is that Pidgey or a Pidgeotto?
It is. It's Pidgey, but that's a good one. That's a good card. Let's see. Yeah, we're gonna save that one to fucking. We gotta sleeve that one later. That's a good one. So I hit something today, Cory.
Yes.
Let's see how much that card is worth, real quick, while we're sitting here. Let's scan this.
Before it gets graded.
Yeah, before I grade it, let's see what the raw value of this card is, because I think it's a good. I don't know. It's a Pidgey, so it might not be too good. But
did anybody know the Poker App when you were kids watching Pokemon? Did anybody know the Poker App?
Here's the thing.
Chat is talking about it.
I wasn't a kid during Pokemon. I was an adult. So it's only worth $5.
How old are you? How old are you?
I'm 42.
I'm 33. It's all right. Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm 10 years older than you. This one's only worth $6, but it's still a good card. All right. Now I'll do Paradox Rift. We'll see what's in this Paradox Rift. Maybe something good.
Are you opening 4 packs?
3.
Yes. Masp wants to hear the Poker App.
3 of them?
Yeah, 3 packs. You said you want me to open what's in the Pokeball. There's 3 packs in the Pokeball.
That's all it was 3?
We're going to get a copyright violation because of this, but that's fine. There you go. Oregon.
Wait, that's enough. Let's be Masp.
That's very. I like it.
Orbeetle.
I like it. All right, reverse hollow.
Seadra.
Another reverse.
These are all weird, dude.
Nothing.
Do you know how in Pokemon they were like, there's 150 Pokemon, right?
They're usually 151.
151, right? Including Mew and Mewtwo, whatever. But how do they suddenly in the world we thought there was 151, but suddenly we realized there's actually thousands.
There's thousands. We just didn't know.
We just didn't count. We ignored the thousands out there. But we just focused on the 151.
Those were the easiest to find and identify, and then these other ones just were, So we got another card. Last pack. This is Scarlet and Violet. Let's see what's in it.
Let's pull it.
At least I pulled something this week because usually it's nothing because of you, Cory. What we got? All right. Mankey. Todesk rule. Can't read backwards. Cannot read backwards. Oh, reverse hollow, Mankey. What we got? Here we go. Nothing. Uh-oh. Cory, I think you just skunked me again. Fucking asshole. All right. Well, at least I had one hit. Better than nothing. All right, guys. So what's up? What are we doing for the rest of the show? We done now? Is that it? We're done?
Yeah, we've been going almost 2 hours.
Not quite, but it's been a wonderful 1 hour and 45 minutes, and I am very happy to be here. So thank you for inviting me along, my friends.
Very, very informative. Hour 45 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, and
hopefully
we'll do it again soon next week.
Yes.
Not you. You won't be here.
You guys will.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully
Cory will, but not you.
Cory, you need to be in better humor and form next week for this.
Yeah, dude, you need to get your shit together.
Yeah, we start earlier. I will be.
No, you need to. We're starting on Mark's schedule because you're going to be respectful of time zones.
Hey, I got to work my job too. That's what I got to get back to right now.
Well, then do this. Why don't you do this? Since you got to start later, work longer before you stop to make up for the difference, and then when you fucking finish, you just.
Where'd you work, Cory? Where'd you work, Cory?
He does what I do. He
shoot drive. Yeah,
we drive delivery stuff, man.
Yeah, fair right.
Like
I do IT work on the side too, but the market fucking blows. So
yeah.
Anyway, well, guys,
I'm certified in multiple areas in IT, and it fucking sucks down here.
It's been fun as always, guys. I think we should call this a day.
Any update? Yeah, it was given earlier in the show. You missed it. Sorry.
Oh shit.
Sorry.
Yeah, we about halfway through. I'd say if you rewind it to about 40 minutes ago. About
probably 40 minutes. Yeah, 40 minutes
about
ago.
An hour in, you'll probably find it. But yeah, guys, Cory, tell everybody where they can find you. Mark, then you do the same. Plug all your stuff. Put your shit in.
You can find me on my socials everywhere except for TikTok with Cory_Hayes407. My TikTok is CoryHayes407.
Mark, so I don't know. Do you know about Cory's lack of branding? Because he's not good at branding.
Oh, okay.
Hey, says the guy that his TikTok is the same as mine because fucking TikTok won't let him have that name. TikTok is the only app.
There's no
TikTok is the only app. But you have a number 4 in yours. But all your other socials are looking like that.
All right, WWPR. Carry on.
Yeah. My socials, my wrestling socials, which are the only socials I'd like you to follow me on, are at WrestleMobs. Also at Irish Wrestling 8. You can find me across everything on Irish Wrestling 8, including TikTok. I don't have TikTok for WrestleMobs, and don't add me on any personal platforms, please. Or message anybody I work with or related to, or like, leave me alone.
All right, I'll do everything you just said. Yes.
It's amazing that somebody hit your work up over wrestling.
Incredible. The wrestling community. Jesus.
Look, man, that's how you know you've made it. I don't know if you guys are aware or not, but like you haven't really made it in the world until you have people so mad at you over wrestling news that they contact your work and girlfriend to tell them about it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
No, listen.
Yeah.
This is the game we play.
Yeah.
It's all a bit of fun anyway.
Yeah.
Being in the public eye, you take that risk every single day.
Every day. But guys, it was fun as always, and we will. For me, you guys, if you don't follow me, which you should, I would hope so. It's at Casshole, CASSHOOOLE.
Is it Casshole? Is it? I always thought it was Casshole.
No, it's Hole because I'm an asshole, but my name's Cassidy, so I'm a Casshole.
That now makes sense. After all this time, I didn't know.
So I'm a Casshole. But yeah, you guys can follow me on everything. Find me on every fucking gimmick. I'm at the same, except for TikTok apparently, because there's a 4 at the end of it. Because apparently there's 3 other Cassholes that had to fucking had to get there before me on that TikTok world. So, but yeah, next week I won't be here. The guys will though. I'll be at Texas for All In, so I'll hopefully have a bunch of content coming our way for that. I'll be at the Scrum. We'll have our videos up from the Scrum afterwards. We'll upload those to the YouTube.
Hallelujah.
I'll try to get some interviews. I'll definitely be at StarCast. I'll probably grab some stuff there as well. Hopefully, I'll get a vlog. I'll try to record enough content to edit together some kind of fucking video. Like, speaking of, did we watch the Fanatics Fest video from our guys at WrestleWave? Did you guys see that yet? Did fucking Nick upload it? Did Nick upload it?
I don't think it got uploaded.
I'm gonna yell at Nick right now.
I saw some clips, but I don't think the entire video got uploaded.
He was supposed to upload it last night because I was driving.
Is that Nick Hart? Is it?
Yeah.
He's too busy fighting with people online.
God damn it! He always does that. That's all he does.
I don't think it got uploaded.
He's a lovely guy. He gets in fights online, then he tweets things passive aggressively without directed towards the people he was arguing with elsewhere.
Yes, it's funny.
Yes,
it is
until it's not.
And then you're like, you're just kind of like you're just causing yourself more stress. But anyway.
Yeah, I agree, and it's stuff that I usually have to deal with. So Nick, get your shit together. Upload the goddamn WrestleWave video from Fanatics Fest because everybody needs to check that shit out. It's fucking hilarious.
Yes.
What the fuck's a Fanatics Fest is really what we were getting at.
And another thing, shout out to Danny Bennett, the creative director with Bodyslam now.
Fucking class. He's brilliant.
Fantastic. All the graphics coming from Bodyslam now are courtesy of Danny. The website's being revamped courtesy of Danny.
Nick's still doing some graphics. Nick's doing some thumbnails, but Danny has more time. So Danny's helping us with the bulk of it. But he's going to help redesign the website. Doing our
the Podyslam logo that we're going to have is going to be courtesy of Danny now. I posted it. He's cooking up right now a graphic that we can do weekly power rankings and stuff. He's doing a lot of stuff for Bodyslam right now. So shout out to him for his contributions. A lot of stuff is coming, guys. Our Patreon, as always, if you want to go ahead and subscribe to it, we have exclusives there, whether it's scoops, interviews. We're probably going to do some Q&As and stuff with the insiders. Got a lot going on.
He said
what's that?
Nick says it'll be tomorrow for the Fanatics.
Okay.
Before we go,
Danny said almost bald.
On Almost Bald. Tomorrow, I'm interviewing Robbie Eagles as well. So just
New Japan.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
So that's what's up, and that'll be on our Patreon and everything soon too. So keep your eyes peeled for that.
A lot of interviews coming, guys. So great things happening at Bodyslam. We appreciate you guys. Truly.
Love you guys as always. Thank you guys for hanging out with us and watch this bullshit for almost 2 hours. But I'm gonna go hang out with my grandma. You guys have a good rest of your week.